The September 8th, 2025 meeting of the Wappinger Town Board to order. Welcome back from our summer recess, and for our parents and families, happy second week of school. With that, I'd like to call upon Deputy Town Clerk McConaughey and Deputy Town Clerk Robinson to call the roll. And if you can, please silence the volume. It's all good.
For some reason, it's like repeating it.
You just got to hit mute.
It's easy for you to say.
In case we didn't hear it the first time, we did it a second time.
Councilman Beal? Councilwoman Bettina? Councilman Phillips?
Here.
Councilman Casella?
Here.
Supervisor Cavasini?
Here. In just a moment, I will invite you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, which will be followed by an invocation, and that will be followed by a moment of silent meditation in memory of two Town of Wappinger residents, one D'Amico Porco and Ernest Pilon. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Please bow your heads. God of grace and peace, we come before you tonight with grateful hearts, grateful for who you are. We are thankful for these leaders who have answered the call to public service. We pray for them to be leaders who lead with the perseverance of Moses, the wisdom of Solomon, the courage of David, the justice of Deborah, and the humility and servanthood of Mary. May we learn from their example to be people who don't lift our hands to point fingers of condemnation, but extend our hands to offer aid and assistance. That we don't use our words to defeat and destroy, but use them to build up and encourage. That we don't close and lock our doors in security and individualism, but that we open our doors in hospitality to all our neighbors. But most of all, God, may we have the grace we need to understand that we are not blessed for our own sakes, but we are blessed in order to be a blessing to others. We ask these things in the name of your Son. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you so much for your words. With that, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to acknowledge the minutes of August 11th, 2025?
Make that motion.
Moved by Councilman Phillips.
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving along to our public portion of the agenda, do I have a motion to open?
Make a motion to open a public hearing.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor? Aye. Are there any residents wishing to speak on agenda items? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public portion?
Move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is now closed. Moving along to our consent resolutions. Resolution 2025-154, resolution accepting resignation of Town of Wappinger employee. Resolution 2025-157, resolution authorizing advertisement of requests for proposals to correct stormwater retention infrastructure in the Myers Corners Landing subdivision. And resolution 2025-158, correspondence log.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The consent agenda has been adopted. Moving along to the non-consent resolutions. Resolution 2025-155, resolution authorizing water tenancy agreement to the United Wappinger Water District with O'Donnell Family Limited Partnership for the purposes of connecting one existing single-family residence and two proposed single-family residences. Do I have a motion for discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Resolution 2025-156, resolution to extend the United Wappinger Water District to include the property known as 91 to 95 New Hackensack Road. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second it.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2025-159, resolution appointing a temporary employee in the Parks and Recreation Department. Do we have a motion for discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. I would like to move the name of Dariel Comer, Dariel Komer, at $20.50 per hour. That should fill in the two blanks in the resolution.
So we had this discussion today already. The group that's actually going to be working with her, so Katie and Kellyanne and Jessica, were all very good. I understand you interviewed as well. So again, this person sounds like they're going to be a great asset to the Recreation Department. We're looking forward to having somebody help out. Right now, we're down one person, so that's why we're doing it. Right now, it's, again, as you said, a temporary position, and we'll see what happens after that. But again, we need somebody to help out with things like Carnival, a number of other projects that are coming forth in the next month or so. So we have a motion on the table to approve, so I would certainly second it.
Thank you, Councilman. And just to piggyback off this point for public disclosure, we have an employee who will be out on an extended leave, and this is to ensure that the department's operations move forward and that we continue to fully staff that department during this extended leave of absence. So we have a motion and second on the table. Any further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving along to items for special consideration and new business. We adopted two resolutions tonight on water district tenancies. As we've talked about many times on this dais, the Wheeler Hill Historic District, the DEP water line, the Houstonville Hamlet are all areas that were affected by that New York City DEP water line. We have been sending out notifications to residents and property owners along that strip. We've also been recollecting data from that project that the town of Wappinger previously did not have from prior administrations, and found that many of these properties along that DEP water route had given easements and had contractual agreements with the town of Wappinger to have a future tie-in. That is what we've been doing along this water line, and what we will be encouraging, especially along this water route in the other sections of that water line that might not have the water line on their property, but extend the resources of our town engineer to offer additional information on how to tie in. So definitely it's a priority to tie in single-family residences in the town, especially in areas that have very poor water quality and water supply. So that has been what we've been working on the engineering front. But moving right along the lines of planning of the town, at our last meeting, we as a town board adopted historic legislation when it comes to limiting high-density multifamily housing. That's why right now we're able to do some of these tenancy agreements as well. Is previously, developers were looking at various loopholes all across the town that would have allowed thousands of units of multi-family housing in single-family zoned areas. And since we've now tightened up that section of code and our comprehensive plan, we're now able to confirm that those properties will not be multifamily, they are single-family as was originally set out in our town zoning code. And this is very important. This is a first step, as many of us have said. We're going to continue to work over the course of this moratorium on strengthening our quality of life legislation, whether that's in the town code or elsewhere in the town zoning map. But I just want to piggyback on what we've done at the last meeting, the effect that it has now had across the town, and how we're going to continue to enact additional pieces of legislation that will lay on this dais. We're also at the beginning of the 2026 budget season. We've already met with our department heads all across the town now as we work on the 2026 budget. It's hard to believe that it's already here. And we'll be working to present the supervisor's tentative budget to the town board. Again, looking to copy what we had done last year. Again, this town is in excellent financial shape and continuing to follow that same structure. But along those lines, too, as we enter into our budgeting process, we reflect on the many initiatives that we've seen be implemented over the course of this year from our last budget. If anyone has driven by Brexel Schlotthaus Park recently, you will see our brand-new Walk of Heroes. It was something that we announced at our State of the Town address. It is a beautiful new path through Schlotthaus Park that you can sit, reflect, and see your loved one and over 50 veterans that are located there in that park. And we are very, very proud of that and the support of the town board and our Buildings and Grounds Department in getting that done. As we continue to move out of the summer season, we are finishing up a number of park projects outside, including the Reese Park Town Nature Preserve pedestrian bridge. That's something that the town, we received a grant for from Hudson River Greenway for $77,000, and we're replacing that pedestrian bridge over the Hunter Creek in the First Ward. To replace the one that was very badly damaged by a tree falling on it. And I have to give a special shout out to Billy Schweibert for his work in volunteering and getting that bridge reinstalled. There will be some town expenses, but again, nothing close to what it could have been if he had not stepped up and volunteered. We also just had an amazing meeting the other day with our Buildings and Grounds supervisor on the progress over at Martz Field. As the town board knows, we received an amazing sponsorship from Scott's Miracle-Gro, the grass seed company, with our partnership with Tyler Adams, the United States soccer team captain. At the end of this month, we will be seeing the complete reseeding of Martz Field, which will be a beautiful new multi-purpose field and soccer pitch for our families to use. Again, that is no cost to town of Wappinger taxpayers. That is a very generous donation with our friends at Scott's and Tyler Adams, and that will be moving forward this year so it can germinate and take root over the winter and be ready hopefully by next year. We also have a number of residents that have reached out to us, especially in regards to speeding. I would encourage anyone, if you happen to see speeding on your roads, especially if they're a town road, to reach out to one of your council members here. They have direct lines of contact to the highway department and the sheriff's office, but we start to see over the course of the summer period and even into the fall speeding. Thanks to the commitment of this town board, we've purchased speed signs that now record real-time data. And I can tell you a road that it was extremely beneficial to place on was Cedar Hill Road, where we heard complaints and concerns from residents, and within 24 hours, that speed machine had over 300 hits of vehicles traveling over the speed limit. And immediately, we were able to work with our colleagues at the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office to deploy a resource there, and they wrote over 47 speeding tickets. So it is effective. And we use that machine to monitor and gauge the actual traffic flows on these streets, because sometimes people might look like they're driving a little fast, but this provides us real-time data. And again, I thank the colleagues on the town board and the highway department for getting that done for us. We also have a boatload of events coming up this month, some of which I know Councilman Casella is going to share. Starting with this Saturday, we have the Grinnell Library Gala, a beautiful fundraising event for our community's library, which is the 6th oldest library in the state of New York. I hope everyone can be there. We also have a pancake breakfast hosted by our friends at the Houstonville Fire District. This week is the 24th anniversary of the tragic events that took place on September 11th, 2001. Our town is somewhat unique in the aspect that we host multiple remembrance ceremonies. And I think that sets us apart, because at 8:30 in the morning, the town of Wappinger will host our remembrance ceremony at the Sergeant Mark C. Palmatier 9/11 Memorial Park. Then directly after that, we've partnered with our friends at Habitat for Humanity to do a day of service at Brexel Schlotthaus Park, which they will be planting trees, painting, doing improvements at the War Memorial out at Schlotthaus. We'll be joining our friends at the New Hackensack Fire Company at 6 o'clock for their remembrance ceremony. And we will be going to the Village of Wappingers Falls ceremony at Mizzier Park at 6:30. This week is then bookended by a beautiful tribute that this town has done for many years, and that is our First Responder Awards, which will be held this Sunday at 6 p.m. here at the Wappinger Town Hall. It is a beautiful ceremony where we take the time to recognize all of our town's first responders across the spectrum for their harrowing service over the course of the year. We also have additional exciting events coming up. As many of you know, this is our town's 150th anniversary, and we're having our annual Carnival on September 18th through the 21st. I'm sure Councilman Casella will provide more detail on that. But we're also, this Sunday, hosting a Dahlia show. We were once the Dahlia capital of the world. That's why our Wappinger 150 logo has that flower. So we will be resurrecting an event that took place 100 years ago in this town, the Wappinger Dahlia Show, and that's going to be at the Mizzier Park this Sunday at noon. That'll be a beautiful event there. Also, a special shout out to our Wappinger Masonic Lodge on September 21st. They will be hosting a car show. The Hudson Valley Regional Airport will be hosting a car show and plane show on this Sunday at the airport. We also have our friends at the Wappingers Falls Business and Professional Association hosting their quarterly luncheon at Carnwath Farms on September 17th. And then this past weekend, I know that the councilman's going to jump in with some of these, but I have to give a special shout out for one in particular, and that was Rocky's Ruck. Some of you might have driven by Schlotthaus Park over this weekend and seen a gathering. Rocky's Ruck has been going on for 3 years, and it is in memory of one of our town residents who lost his fierce battle to mental illness. He was a veteran and unfortunately passed away due to suicide and PTSD-related illness. His family, as well as over 50 residents, marched from the Wappingers Falls Rural Cemetery through our town to Schlotthaus Park this weekend. It was a beautiful event. Very proud to host it here in the town of Wappinger, and we're going to continue to make that a beautiful event as we continue to enhance our veteran support initiatives here in the town. And I think I'll take a break.
Everything.
At the request of one of our council members who said that Bill and I always steal the thunder, so I will turn it over to the 3rd Ward.
That's it.
This is Al.
Councilman Casella?
All right, so again, you kind of took the
I don't
thunder
know
out
what
of
I
everything,
stole
so
from you.
pretty much everything. So again, I guess the couple of things we want to take a look at here is, and we're very proud of, is the banners. So the Walk of Heroes, something that's a fantastic thing we've done for veterans. It's something that's needed, something that's warranted. Something we've been talking about for a while. You've seen the banners hang up, but this is real special because it's 50 people there. As the supervisor said, you can walk around, you can see, you can take your time. There's benches and things, so it's an outstanding job done by our Buildings and Grounds team. Been doing it for about 3 weeks, so excellent job. We also hosted the Greater Hudson Valley Baseball Tournament a couple weeks ago here over at Robinson Lane. We had 52 games that were played. A great tournament, and we're hoping to get them back in November again. They're looking to do it again next year, 3 times next year, so June, probably August, and November again, so great success. It helped out the Little League because they raised some money, and it also was good for the town as well. But again, our Buildings and Grounds guys did an outstanding job over there maintaining the fields, and not only that, but also giving directions and whatever, so people were very satisfied. Matter of fact, we met with the director a couple days ago ago.
Yes.
And he was completely satisfied. He couldn't wait to, expand this. So again, 52 games over a 2-week period. As the supervisor said, Martz Field, again, Tyler Adams, going to resod the field. That's great. That used to be an old baseball field, for those that you don't know. My son actually played on those fields way back when, and so now to convert that, and they do play soccer there today, so it's another great option. We also have Castle Point, where we're also letting them use. We had an issue with Airport Drive. It was significantly wet. Right now, it's dry this time of the year, but it's been wet in the past, so we have an alternative field here, which is something we need to do. Supervisor also brought up the ceremony with Sergeant Palmatier, this 9/11, so 8:30, again, the service. I don't want to repeat a whole lot of the stuff here because he's done most of this already. Habitat for Humanity, if again, there's a number of people, 60 to 90 volunteers coming out to build a fence.
Yes.
On the side of where Meadowbrook Farms is. So again, that's going to be an outstanding thing, and that'll be right after our 9/11 service. And again, New Hackensack Firehouse for me is 6 p.m. That's in our district. Again, you also talked about the first responders, 6 p.m. this Saturday. It's a great ceremony, and it honors people for the outstanding job they did saving lives. You will be thoroughly impressed, coming to this event. Again, this room is packed, and so it's something that I think you'll appreciate. We just recently did Grandparents Weekend, which was this past Saturday. What a great day that was. That was over at Martz Field under the pavilion. Significant amount of food. They did an outstanding job, and our recreation department, Jessica and Kelly, did an outstanding job keeping that thing moving along, and really did a nice job for the grandparents and stuff. So appreciate that. And that's pretty much all and you talked about Carnival, so that'll be coming up, as you said, the 18th through the 21st. 4 exciting days. Hope everybody gets a chance to go out there at least one day. One thing we do want to remind you is that there is no parade this time. The parade was done in May. And one last thing, just for the folks over it, and I've tried to get this posted over at Martz Field, the tennis courts will be closed for the next 2 days. They're doing the repair on the tennis courts finally, so finally getting that done. Craftco's coming in to finish up on that, so that should be exciting too. There's some small cracks, but it's under warranty, so they're going to take care of it. So hopefully that's done in the next couple of days. And pickleball, last but not least, if you haven't had an opportunity to go out there and play, I'll tell you, it's exciting. Actually, there's a video of the supervisor and myself playing. I haven't seen it up on the TV yet.
Oh, it's out there.
Oh, is it? I don't want to tell you how bad I beat him, but no.
I was wearing dress shoes. I was wearing a suit.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I still won. But anyway, it was a lot of fun out there. I'm looking forward when he has regular clothes on so he can play. So I know. But again, it's exciting. It's fun. It's exercise. You meet a lot of people out there, and it's just really good. And it's packed all the time. So if you get an opportunity, it is the best courts in all of Dutchess County. I don't want to take credit for it, but I will because I got to put out there. But it's an outstanding. And again, it's the town board that really supported this effort. So again, give them a lot of credit. Appreciate that. So
Thank you, Councilman.
Sure.
I do want to jump in with just a few more things as well. This town board approved a sign shop to be built out of our town highway department, which would serve the entire town government. It would also allow us to provide signage at cost to the village of Wappingers Falls, potentially the school district, but definitely save thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to our town annually. I am proud to say that all of the equipment has been hooked up, and they will be training on it next week. So we are very, very excited on that, and the highway superintendent and I, as well as the deputy highway superintendent, met with the contractor on the wash bay, went over the final plans, and we're looking forward to getting that moving along as well. Thank you, Councilman Phillips, for, again, your support on that and moving that along. Also in your ward as well, the 2 pedestrian pathways that we talked about at Spook Hill Park have been completed by our trail wardens and have been a welcomed addition by many of the neighbors in that area.
I also see Verizon's slowly
Yes.
putting up those spotty cell towers, whatever.
Small scale cellular.
Whatever
Yes.
they call it. It's a long process,
Yes.
but they were working on it today, so that's good.
And that's one thing Councilman Phillips and I have been working on is these small-scale cellular sites. The town of Wappinger, we don't want to see these 120-foot monopoles. If anything, they're a thing of the past. What we've been working with Verizon and providers on are these small-scale cellular basically telephone poles that have the cylinder added to the top of them. They're low impact, very, very low impact visually especially, but definitely offer a huge assistance in terms of filling that gap. So the two that were approved by this town board and by our planning board were ones on Kent Road as well as on Spook Hill Road. And to the councilman's point, this has been going on for a very long time. And we have been trying to get this small-scale cellular distributed throughout the town, especially in Wildwood, where the councilman and I have met with several residents. But it takes time, and we are unfortunately at the mercy of these cellular providers. So that's something that we continue to work on.
You know, a lot of us take for granted cellular service.
Yes.
There's a lot of spots in the town of Wappingers that there's no service. So, I mean, Councilman Goodell off of Spook Hill, you're there a couple of days a week and
Yes.
you don't have service.
Yeah,
My
I can't
daughter
talk
doesn't have
hours.
service out there, it's terrible, so
He does that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
that's why I bug you all the time about it.
So, anyway, welcome, Councilman Beal, and congratulations,
Yes, congratulations.
Commissioner of Emergency Response for Dutchess County. Thank you.
Now, I could have been on time here and not been confirmed, but I thought it would be in my best interest to be present for the confirmation. Thank you. For those of you that may not be aware, I've been the acting commissioner of the Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response since January, and it wasn't something I anticipated or expected, since two individuals that were above me actually ended their careers with the county and went elsewhere. So next thing you know, I was in the hot seat and have navigated the department over an 8-month period, and considered the appointment and was provided the appointment by the county executive and confirmed tonight unanimously by the Dutchess County Legislature. So
Congratulations.
greatly appreciate that. And you probably mentioned this already with respect to 9/11, obviously. You know, we take it very seriously in our town here at 8:30 a.m. again at Sergeant Palmatier Memorial Park. We'll continue that tradition. It's the 24th year already, which is hard to even understand, right? It seems like just yesterday that that tragic day occurred, and certainly we pray that we'll never have to face anything like that again in this country, but we do pause on that day. I know we have another event going on at Schlott House, a day of service that's happening. Our service that we have traditionally provided is a brief ceremony where we mark in real time the events of September 11th, the first 30 minutes of events. So certainly, again, it's on a weekday, so it's difficult for folks that have full-time jobs. That's understandable. I believe New Hackensack Fire Department, I believe they are also having the evening service.
Yes, 6 o'clock, and Messier Park is at 6:30.
Okay, so there's several options to pause and remember, and you know, I'm at the point now where my young ones are starting to get old enough to comprehend bad things, and you know, I try to ensure that the next generation understands how important it is to pause and remember September 11th. After September 11th, each year on the Sunday following, we have had a tradition of providing our first responders with recognition for those that have gone above and beyond the call. This year is no different. I believe this is the 9th or 10th. I lost track because COVID, we had to skip a year. During COVID, we couldn't bring all our first responders in here during COVID, obviously. But we will continue that tradition on Sunday, September 14th, which is this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. We have several agencies and several personnel from those agencies being recognized. We're also going to be recognizing the Wappinger Central School District as well for their initiative to ensure that we have school resource officers in each of our schools, which I can tell you as the father of a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, having police presence on day one really, to me, you know, reduces the anxiety a little bit, especially in this uncertain time that we live. So we'll be recognizing our first responders. We had some significant incidents in this town that occurred over the past year. One incident that's going to be recognized for the teamwork of multiple agencies working together did not have a good outcome. However, it's important that we recognize our first responders that spent 3 or 4 days working a critical incident that did not have a happy ending. But it's important that we recognize them for their hard work out there. So again, I appreciate your patience on me being late tonight, and I yield back. Thank you.
It was a very quick meeting.
And I got a text, we're almost done, it's 7:24.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, we moved through it. There is a need to go into executive session tonight. Before that happens, I just want to make a note that Receiver of Taxes Leanne Freno has sent out the Wappinger Central School District school tax bill. I want to emphasize to everyone that, again, that may be sent out by the town of Wappinger, but we do not set that rate. We do not set the school tax budget or the school district budget. I would like to note as well that, again, we have this chart here that I created, and it shows where your dollar goes when you pay your town taxes. And again, when you pay your property taxes. And 76% of your dollar goes to the school district. So 76% of every dollar goes to the school district. The town of Wappinger, we work very hard, as we noted. We're in the middle of budget season right now. Are only 8% right here. So yes, you may come in, you may pay your taxes here. We accept them on behalf of the school district, but please, please give our amazing staff the courtesy of the fact that they did not set the tax rate. They are only collecting the taxes on behalf of the school district. It's something that we do for them. But just to put that in perspective, again, the town of Wappinger, we work very, very diligently to keep our town tax rate the most affordable here in Dutchess County.
And to be fair, the Wappinger Central School District has done a good job under the circumstances staying under the tax cap, which has been unheard of previously, and many school districts are unable to do that. Dr. Bonk has worked very diligently to keep our school tax rates as low as possible. And if you do look at the tax rates across the county and compare the Wappinger Central School District to some of the other school districts, you'll see that we do have a lower tax rate than the other comparable school districts in Dutchess County. So as expensive as it is, and the fact that it is 76% of your tax bill, it still, at the end of the day, is less than other comparable school districts in comparable towns. So certainly we do our best here at the town level to keep our spending as conservative as possible, although it is challenging sometimes with state mandates. When we look at school districts, the state mandates are even more considerable in some cases, whereby there is not a funding stream for some of these requirements they have. So I do thank Dr. Bonk and the members of the school board for doing their best. I know that they sharpen their pencils, but it's a challenging landscape looking at school districts.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Councilman. With that, there is a need to enter into executive session for the purposes of discussing active litigation against the town of Wappinger. I anticipate this will be a brief executive session, more so to give an update to the board, but I would like a motion to enter into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Beal. All in favor?
Aye.
Again, folks, we will be returning in public session.